But tell me, just what is it that you want to do?
Well, we want to be free. We want to be free to do what we want to do. We want to be free to ride. We want to be free to ride our machines without being hassled by the man. And we want to get loaded. And we want to have a good time. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to have a good time. We're going to have a party.
Welcome to another shit show on the Bikers Lifestyle Podcast with your host, Dirty and Tank.
Fucking A, man.
Well, I think Joe Biden is just doing a fantastic job.
Trent, give it a break. Give it a break, man. Okay.
He is. He's so smart, and he's just
so articulate, right?
He really is. He's a wise leader. We have not seen a wise leader since Barack Obama, and here we are in what could be considered one of the biggest travesties in human existence, which is COVID-19, and he has guided us through it like a champion. And Kamala Harris might be the bravest woman on planet.
The bravest
she
woman
is so brave
on planet.
So brave. Her truth is so brave.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Are you serious?
Dead serious. I have never been so inspired by a human being than when I look at Kamala Harris and all she has achieved through her.
All right, everybody, just to let you know, Dirty couldn't be here tonight, but I'm sitting here with one of the woke culture, Trent. You would be woke?
Yes, I identify as woke.
You identify as woke.
Yes.
What does it mean to be woke?
It's when you are 100% committed to helping the less fortunate achieve some sort of how do you describe it? Basically, we're taking on the male patriarchy through outing white cis males.
So is there like a female patriarchy, or can you just say patriarchy?
It's just patriarchy.
Patriarchy.
We don't consider people's genders when we talk about them.
You know, I gotta ask you a question, because you know it's not
Yes.
often I get a chance to sit down with somebody from the
Yes.
woke culture.
Yes.
When you're born, right? You
Yeah.
get a birth certificate, right?
Yes.
And it's got two boxes to check off. One says male and the other says female.
Mm-hmm.
What about that?
Here's the problem with that. That is a old-fashioned way of doing it.
Uh-huh.
There is a movement right now to get that form changed
Uh-huh.
for when somebody is becoming born, because there is no way that anybody can tell whether or not that person is a male or a female until they pick which gender that they actually are.
So it's a movement.
Yes.
An actual.
Yes.
It kind of sounds to me
It's a
like a
movement.
fucking bowel movement, if you ask me.
Yes. Well, you know, I'm not sure what you're implying, but it feels very aggressive. That feels like a microaggression.
A microaggression?
That's what it feels like. I feel like you're being very aggressive right now. That was almost assault.
Well, it could be.
That was almost assault.
I'm a male. I identify as a male. I was born
Sure.
as a male.
Sure.
And so, I mean, a male is...
Are your pronouns he, him?
Sure.
Good.
Sure.
Okay. I don't want to misgender you.
That is gender me.
I don't want to misgender you.
What in the fucking fuck have we got going on here? All right, so you're woke,
Yes.
like, and there's some issues with the gender dealio there. So it's like, so some guys can become girls and some girls can become guys, or like, is it an identification
It's their truth.
thing?
It's whatever their truth is.
Aha.
It's how they see themselves.
Okay.
Gender is binary. It's how you feel inside.
Well, binary means two.
No, binary means you get to you don't associate with one gender or the other.
Oh. Okay.
Yes.
Is that like being bisexual?
It's like being gender fluid. I can't. It would take forever. I thought we were talking about biker affairs.
Well, I'm trying to get there, man.
Or, well, as I say, motorcycle enthusiast.
Motorcycle
Biker
enthusiast.
is way too aggressive for me. Way too aggressive.
Way
I
too
don't
aggressive.
consider myself a biker. I'm a motorcycle enthusiast.
Motorcycle enthusiast. So
That is
were
true.
you out among some of them fucks that was out there in Sturgis this past year protesting with the 9 people?
I would have
stood
never
up?
have gone to Sturgis.
What?
There was
Too much testosterone.
I don't know if you were aware, but there was a pandemic going on, sir,
Uh-huh.
and it was completely inappropriate to have Sturgis last year because that was 100% a super spreader. I've heard that over 1,000 people have died just directly because of Sturgis.
Where do you get your news from? Because I didn't read any
The
of that.
Huffington Post.
The Huffington Post.
Yes. And
got,
CNN.
And CNN. Oh yes, the bastion of truth in the news.
They're probably the only real journalism anymore.
CNN is real journalism. Well, you're here at first here in the Bikers Lifestyle Podcast. So do you ride a motorcycle, Trent?
I do.
You do. And what kind of a?
It is
hog,
a
hog
2020 Zero DSR.
DSR.
Yes.
So it's one of them electric motherfuckers.
Yes, it's electric because it's responsible to ride electric.
It's responsible to ride electric.
I don't know if you're aware, but the climate is rapidly changing, and we are changing it as a human being. And in less than a generation, we are all going to die if we don't do something.
Do you really believe any of this bullshit you're spouting?
Oh, 100%.
100%.
100%. I believe it.
No shit.
It is the truth. That's why I believe it.
All right. So 2020, pandemic.
Yes.
Like, I mean, apocalypse going on,
Yes.
right? I mean, all sorts of shit happening around us left and right.
You swear a lot. It's very aggressive.
It is, well,
It's very aggressive.
Bikers tend to express themselves as freely as possible.
I'm a motorcycle enthusiast.
Well, I'm a biker. I love motorcycles. I'm very enthusiastic about being a biker and riding my motorcycle.
I accept your truth.
Well, my motorcycle actually is a combustion engine. So that involves fossil fuels.
Mm.
Now, does your Zero sound like my Harley?
My Zero is friendly to the environment, and it doesn't create noise pollution.
My Harley's pretty friendly to the environment.
It is not. It is not. It burns fuels and puts carbon monoxide in the air.
All right.
And you are literally destroying the rainforest.
Destroying the rainforest.
Destroying it.
All right. So one of your big...
Did you know Australia was on fire last year? Do you know how many animals died and perished?
Do you know how often Australia is on fire?
What's that?
Australia's on fire every year, just like California.
Because of people like you.
People like
because
I
people
don't
like
like
you
fires.
and Trump. Because people like you and Trump, Australia is on fire.
Wow, we jumped to Trump pretty quick.
He's a horrible human being.
Wow, let's get back to the biker shit, shall we?
Yes.
All right, so your boy there, like Al Gore, is that his name, Al Gore?
I love Al Gore.
You love Al Gore.
I love
okay.
Al Gore.
All right, so Al wants us all to be like Al. Does that mean that we all should own 6 houses and have a private jet and then fly the jet around all the climate control conferences around the world?
That,
creating more of a carbon footprint than I'll ever make in a lifetime?
Well, that is an unverified fact. But I do believe that people like Al Gore do deserve to reap the rewards of their heroism by taking on such an issue as climate change.
I tell you what, Al Gore won a fucking Oscar, or he won an award or something. Weren't we all supposed to be like neck up to water by now? And like, you know, the coast's gone and Florida like supposed to be disappearing. And I mean, wasn't that all supposed to happen?
Well, Obama, he really did change things in the 8 years of his presidency. George W. Bush really threw a monkey wrench into the world with his war and his pollution.
Wow.
And his, you know, I agree. It was amazing that he did that. And Obama bravely took on the task of cleaning up the world. And he did a fantastic job in his 8 years. He brought the economy back. And unfortunately, we had 4 years of a racist, misogynistic, pedophile. And luckily, the American people voted in Joseph Biden and Kamala Harris. And things are turning around as we speak. So I'm very fortunate to be here right now.
Whoa.
And this is the first time I've been proud to be an American.
Hey, boy, you got me speechless at a lot of the stuff you're saying, man. I'm not quite sure how all that relates to like biking, brotherhood, babes, you know, going to strip clubs.
I don't do any of those things. That's toxic masculinity. And
toxic masculinity.
I will tell you how I spend my time on my motorcycle. First of all, it takes me about 35 to 45 minutes to put on all my gear, as they say. I wear all the protective gear because I do realize that my health and my well-being is something that I take very sacred. Right now I'm on a cleanse.
A cleanse? What are you drinking over here?
This is Gore. This is a hydration water. And the bottle is made out of 100% recycled plastic. So it's good for the environment. No sea turtles were harmed when they made this bottle. It's not funny.
No,
I noticed that you're drinking beer. Do you know how much gluten is in that?
actually, it's Bud Zero. I don't drink alcohol anymore.
But there is still gluten in there, sir.
Is there gluten?
There's gluten in there. It's poison. You are literally drinking poison.
Okay, so gluten. It's like that's bread, right? That's the stuff that makes bread, right?
Yes, anything with grain.
And
yes.
grain. Okay,
Yes.
well, I eat raisin bran in the morning because they say that's good for you. Is that bad?
It's horrible.
Horrible. What
You
should
are
I be
literally
eating?
putting poison. Any sort of like fruit. I'm a fruit guy.
Fruit. You're fruit, all right.
You could say I'm a fruit guy. I don't know why that's funny, but I'm a fruit guy. I am 100% vegan. I am a plant-based creature, just as most humans should be or are, but they just choose to eat death.
So, are you a member of PETA?
Oh, yes.
I am too, as a matter of fact.
Are you?
Yes.
That's good.
People eating tasty animals.
That's not what it means, sir.
Are you sure?
That is aggressive.
I don't know. I mean, it's an
I feel
alphabetism. I
this
can
is
sort of
assault.
make up whatever
This is
comes
assault.
in.
Everybody's witness. Siri, cancel tank.
Oh, wow.
You're going to get canceled, sir.
Again?
Mhm.
Fuck me.
You deserved it.
There's that aggressive talk again, huh?
You're being very aggressive.
I am being very aggressive. Do you know car?
I'm sorry, I don't know what car is.
An automobile?
Oh, yes. Do I own a car?
You own one, yes.
I do. Yes, I do.
You do.
Yes, it's a Tesla.
So a Tesla. Oh, well, those are expensive.
That's okay.
So obviously you have money. If you could own a Tesla, you have to have money. So you believe in capitalism.
No, I believe 100% in socialism and communism.
Well, I mean, socialism and communism wouldn't have brought you a Tesla.
It would if it was the system that we were using.
Wow. Wow. I don't know, man. Let us know in the comments what you think here about Trent. I don't.
Can I take a point of privilege?
No. You've been talking an awful.
I have a point of privilege.
Wow.
Are you vaccinated?
I prefer it's between my doctor, my healthcare provider, and myself.
I have had all 3 vaccinations.
All 3.
All 3: Moderna, Pfizer, and Johnson & Johnson.
Just in case.
Just in case. I want to be very vaccinated. I just wanted to make sure because you're not wearing a mask, sir.
No, well, neither are you.
Well, I don't have to.
Why?
The CDC has said last Friday that you don't have to wear a mask if you've been vaccinated.
Yeah, but we haven't
vaccinated 3 times.
We haven't determined whether or not I am. We've also determined that it's none of your business. So, what are we supposed to do about that? I mean, we're obviously closer than 6 feet apart here.
Did you get your passport?
My vaccination passport. I've got a passport.
Is it a vaccination passport?
No, mine's the Constitution and the Bill of Rights.
That is an outdated document, sir.
Outdated document.
It's an outdated document.
Wow. I'm not quite grasping this woke culture. See, I'm awake, not woke. There's a big difference between awake and woke.
I don't understand. Is that racism?
No, I'm not
Sounds
racist at all. No, there's no way I'm possibly racist. The only way that I'm racist is when people tell me they think I am because they're offended by something that I say. Speechless. Look at that. I got him speechless.
I'm sitting here and I'm thinking to myself that I don't know if I've ever been attacked this much in my life.
Attacked?
This is all going in my blog.
In your blog.
This is all going in my blog.
I don't know. You got me speechless at this point in time, man.
Yeah.
All right. I mean,
I was gonna say I don't really run into people like you very much.
Well, on that fucking electric scooter there, you ain't gonna either.
Well, do you enjoy a good coffee?
Yes, I love coffee.
Well, most of the people that I ride with, we usually visit. We do what we call a caffeine run, and we visit all the Starbucks in the local area.
Starbucks. That coffee's shit.
That coffee is amazing.
No, I drink Folgers black. Does that make me racist because I drink black coffee?
It's
I was to put
appropriating.
White cream in
It's
it,
appropriating.
Appropriating.
It's appropriating.
So could I put white cream in my black coffee?
You can, but I would appreciate it. I would appreciate it if you offered your white cream to a minority.
Minority.
Yes. They deserve it.
Whew.
They have been repressed way too much in this country.
Let's get back to the bikers, shall we?
Yes.
So, all right. So you guys, you drive around, you ride around in your electric scooters. You're going from cafe to cafe, Starbucks.
Yes.
And do you guys vape and all that too?
Some do.
Some do. Okay.
Some do.
Okay.
Some do. But it's gluten free, and it's all organic vape.
Gluten-free organic. You know, I ate organic years ago. You know why?
No.
Because everything was organic years ago. We didn't put any fucking shit in it. Here's the case, okay? I
don't believe that. How was it at Whole Foods?
We didn't have Whole Foods back then. We had grocery stores.
It probably wasn't organic. It was probably manufactured with antibiotics.
It was all organic years ago.
I don't.
We didn't. No, it sure.
I don't believe you
was.
know your history, sir. Do you believe in science?
I do believe
it doesn't
in science.
sound like it.
I do believe in science.
Doesn't sound like it.
In fact, I follow the science.
I don't. It doesn't sound like you do.
All right. Well, the science last year told me that I had to wear a mask and I had to stay 6 feet apart, and that this COVID was going to kill me.
Yes.
And
it is still a threat.
I didn't wear a mask, and I didn't.
So you're
social
a super
distance.
spreader.
No, I didn't. I don't think I ever had
Sounds
COVID.
like you were a super spreader.
How do you know? Nobody that I know of had it other than one person.
I trust the science.
Well, that very science right now has said that you don't have to wear the mask anymore
if you've been vaccinated.
If you've been vaccinated,
yes.
but if you've been vaccinated, can you still get the COVID?
If you get 3 vaccinations, if you get all 3, then it is highly unlikely. And that is a risk I'm willing to take just to be here to speak my truth.
I'm glad you're taking that risk for us all.
I came here to speak my truth.
Speak your truth. Speak your truth. So what specifically? Okay, so here I am. I'm a biker, obviously well fed.
You're wearing death, sir.
I'm wearing death. I'm wearing this black leather.
Is death.
A
cow has died, so you can
more like 2 for my vest, but yeah. Okay, so
it's beautiful.
2 cows. He was quite tasty too. We ate the inside, and I wear the outside.
You are a savage.
I'm a savage.
Savage.
So let's sum it up here. So I'm savage.
Yes.
Racist.
Yes.
Profane biker who gets overly aggressive, and I'm overly masculine.
Yes. Toxic.
Masculinity. And then I'm riding a death machine that's putting all sorts of crap up into the environment.
Yes.
All right. So have you ever been on a biker run with true bikers?
Yes. As I said, I ride with a group. We're a group of motorcycle enthusiasts. It's all inclusive.
Did you guys gather on Facebook?
No, we only use Twitter and Instagram.
And Instagram. Do you guys have a patch? Can you buy it?
Oh, we don't identify. It's very open.
Very open.
It's very open. Anybody can join.
Now you realize that the biker culture itself, especially clubs, are pretty much male centric.
That is very patriarchy. And we do not subscribe to that thought, and we condemn it.
All right. Well, so
we condemn it.
But you also believe in free speech and freedom of thought, as long as it's what you believe in.
Well, as long as it's not harmful.
Harmful.
We don't like harmful speech.
So who determines whether or not it's harmful? Do I determine whether it's harmful or not?
No. If you are a righteous woke person and you believe in the ideology of liberal culture, then you are able to determine what is acceptable speech.
Acceptable speech.
Acceptable.
Okay, well, you're woke. I'm awake, and I'm so much awake that I think liberalism is a bunch of bullshit. And I don't think that being having the opportunity to speak my mind and say what I want really hurts anybody whatsoever. Now, I haven't been aggressive to you physically at all.
This sounds very aggressive. This is assault.
Assault.
Everybody who is watching this is witnessing an assault.
Huh. God,
I will be calling a social worker about this.
I wish I had another cigar. I could smoke the cigar. Maybe get a couple.
I wish you wouldn't. That is burning Mother Nature.
I should have brought a cheeseburger out here
savage.
too and eat a cheeseburger or something.
I would literally vomit.
Maybe some good kielbasa.
I would literally vomit.
Kielbasa makes you smile, by the way.
Negative.
Negative?
Negative.
Wow.
That is death. That is a tube of death.
All right, so you guys are riding around. You're doing your cafe thing. Let's say some real bikers came along. They're on their death machines, right?
Yes.
We're wearing our leather. We're hooting it up. We're being all aggressive, right? We're saying all sorts of bad things, offending people. And you guys encounter this group of bikers. What happens? Where's it go with that?
Well, we would ask them politely to stop being so aggressive and to accept everybody. If they wouldn't do that, we would run away. We would get away as fast as possible, and we would call a social worker.
A social worker.
Yes.
I really feel like we're getting nowhere with this interview at all.
I don't understand.
I think that's the problem.
What you're not accepting the truth is what the problem is.
Why do I have to accept when it's a free country and I can think for myself?
Because this free country has indentured to be a part of a racist culture.
Look,
And here's the thing I would like to bring up, if I may, point of privilege.
Point of privilege, okay.
Did you hear that noise pollution outside?
I did, but it sounded fantastic.
It was horrible.
No, it sounded fantastic.
That person is just obscene. Just obscene.
Okay, anyway, point of privilege, you were saying.
Yes, point of privilege. Yes, I believe that in order for this society to continue, we must relinquish everything about this country and look inward to our wokeness to make it an equal opportunity outcome type situation.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, things like motorcycle clubs where they identify as a certain thing is unacceptable. Unacceptable. Everybody should be the same.
Well,
everybody is equal.
I think that you guys,
except for white people.
Except for white people.
I feel very ashamed for being white. I just want to put that out there for all. Do you have any people of color listening right now? I don't know what your audience is. What's your demographic?
Well, yeah, we've got people from around the world that listen to us.
But are they people of color?
I don't know. I've never seen them. I don't care. I really don't. I don't care. I don't see color. I just see.
You don't see color? That is racist.
No,
If you won't even accept people's color where you will notice it and appreciate it, then that is racist.
Wow.
Point of privilege.
Again, we're getting completely nowhere. Okay, I'm going to back this bus up now. All right, so you're going to encounter that group of bikers. Let's say that a motorcycle club suddenly decides they've got a hankering for Starbucks coffee. So we go into a Starbucks. We're wearing our gear. We're on our death machines, guzzling our gas, putting our pollutants into the air.
Yes.
Saying our fucks and shits and offending everybody around us.
Yes.
And so are you guys going to try to stop us?
No, we would never stop you. We would go online and cancel you.
And cancel us.
You would be canceled.
You know the majority of bikers don't even fucking care about that?
They should.
They don't.
Well, we'll see what happens when they get canceled.
Well, they don't believe in that.
Well, we'll see.
Oh.
Who's the president? Scoreboard. Scoreboard.
I'm not even going to go there.
Scoreboard.
Not even going to go there. You know, I was just reading that there was 134 million registered voters in this country.
Yes.
But after the election, they proved that 155 million voted in in the election.
Yes.
Okay, so how is that possible? Where's that?
It's because
Joe Biden.
It's because Joe Biden is the most popular president ever to be elected to the United States.
And so people, over 10 million people, just decided to vote twice.
Joe Biden is the most popular president in the United
States.
Popular
president.
Yes.
All right. Well, you know,
I feel like you're attacking me right now.
Actually, I kind of feel attacked by your whole culture. You know, I mean, for the majority, most of us bikers, we just want to be left the fuck alone.
This is prescription.
Prescription?
Prescription.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I have a condition.
Smoke a cigarette for crying out loud.
I would never.
Well, I don't know, Trent, man. I can't buy into this whole woke culture shit.
Well, you should.
I'm not going to, and I'm never going to. It's not the future.
It's very much the future.
No, in fact, I think there's more of us than there are of you.
Negative.
We are the silent majority. We are. We're the ones who are. We don't go online. We're not canceling people out. In fact, we fucking just want people to leave us the fuck alone. And you know what? We're willing to leave you the fuck alone. Why isn't that good enough?
I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention. I was thinking about Kamala Harris and how brave she is.
Are you getting ready to virtue signal something else?
Oh, would you like the virtue signal?
I don't know how to virtue signal.
You have not mentioned Black Lives Matter once during this whole podcast.
There's probably a reason for that.
And I feel that we should take a second and reflect on how much change they've made and positivity in the country.
I don't want to reflect on that at all. In fact, that whole argument to me has basically come down to this, is that the thought of it has debased our culture to the point where we don't even regard the death of somebody. We have to actually look at their race and their color to see if we can regard that death. And so we boiled it down to some people are important and others aren't.
Can we acknowledge that this country is founded on racism and it's time for a change?
How so?
I'm glad you agree.
How I agree?
I agree.
How so? I mean, the first American slave owner was a black man.
That is false.
That is not false. That's actually false. Proven historically.
That is something that the white media want you to believe.
The white
like
media.
Fox News. Have you ever watched CNN? Don Lemon. Have you ever seen Don Lemon?
Don Lemon's not even on CNN anymore. He was canceled. CNN canceled.
He was not. He has a new show on CNN.
Are you sure?
Google it.
What is it, like 3 o'clock in the morning?
No,
his ratings dropped by like 60%.
He is a brave homosexual black man, sir.
Uh-huh.
Very brave.
Well, I don't have a problem with any of this, but I have a problem when other people say they have a problem with me. That's what offends me.
And we are offended that you're offended by the fact that we are just trying to better this country.
Well, I'm offended that you're offended. I'm offended that you're offended.
That's fake news.
That's fake news.
That's fake news. You are canceled.
So what you're saying is that
this podcast is canceled.
So you can put the fucking coexist bumper sticker on your car.
Yes.
But then you're not willing to allow me to coexist in your
We are willing to coexist with anybody who's willing to believe with us.
As long as I agree with what you're saying.
As long as you align with our values, you are willing, you are welcomed.
That to me is the stupidest fucking thing I have ever heard in my life.
This abuse is just hurting my head. I feel so abused.
I am freely expressing myself in a country that has the First Amendment, and the Bill of Rights says that I have the ability.
That is an outdated thing, sir.
It doesn't matter.
It's outdated. This is 2021.
No, it doesn't matter.
You're not allowed to speak hate.
Yeah, well, I tell you what, in 1776, when they wrote it, it was ratified in 1789, and ever since then, it says that I have a right to be able to say whatever the fuck I want.
This is why I came on this podcast, to try to get through to some people who ride motorcycles, that you don't have to be so toxic. You don't have to be so aggressive.
How are we toxic?
With your leather,
okay,
which is just some animal's death draped over you, and your loudness of motorcycles burning fossil fuels, polluting the air. It's horrible. You don't have to do this.
My motorcycle gets 40 miles an hour, more 40 miles per gallon. Isn't that good?
No.
A lot of the cars don't even get 20 miles per gallon.
That's why you have to have electric.
I have 2 less wheels.
I don't know if you've been listening to the news.
Wait,
sir.
no.
I don't know if you've been listening to the news.
Point of privilege. Point of privilege. I'm going to fucking say that shit now. All right. Point of privilege. I'm using half as much gas, and I've got half the amount of rubber wheels on the road. I'm putting half of the amount of friggin' shit into the environment. How is that worse than people driving cars? Electric cars.
You need to drive an electric car.
Okay.
100% electric.
All right. I was watching some video that showed these charging stations around California where you can actually charge your electric vehicle, but the thing that was powering it was a diesel generator. What about that?
They're working on it.
They're working
on it.
Okay, so that's okay.
Because of COVID, they haven't been able to work on it.
Because of COVID.
But since Joseph Biden has literally conquered COVID, they're going to quickly figure that problem out.
God damn, my ass bleeds if I hear fucking because of COVID one more time. I don't know about this.
Bleeding asses are a sign of COVID. You might want to get tested.
I suppose
you might want to get tested.
I haven't been tested yet.
You might want to get tested with your bleeding anus.
No. I said it could if I hear one more person talk about the COVID
if it starts to bleed, you're going to want to get tested.
Well, I think there's more people in your culture that probably have bleeding assholes for other reasons.
That's aggressive.
I tell you what, about a year and a half ago, it was no problem. Now you guys didn't have any problem with it whatsoever. We were snorting fucking lines of coke off of hookers' asses. Nobody, not one person talked about the sanitary problem with that. Now here we are, a year and a half later. And there's an issue with that. I can't snort like coke off a hooker's ass.
First of all,
I worked for Leonardo DiCaprio in Wolf of Wall Street.
They're called a sex worker.
Oh, a sex worker.
A sex worker. Second of all, drugs are okay.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that human beings should be allowed to do drugs because it's just a way to express yourself.
Well, surely we have that in common. That a lot of bikers,
yes.
They believe in recreational substances, and a lot of them partake in the devil's lettuce. And so we do have that in common. There's
common ground with mind-altering substances.
Oh, okay,
yes.
so that's not a problem.
I recommend everybody go on a DMT quest. Everybody should have a spiritual awakening with mushrooms.
Oh, I've got a spiritual awakening every time I get on my motorcycle and take off, and I hear that potato sound as I take off.
That is the wrong spirit, sir.
The wrong spirit.
Yes. Have you ever been to Ecuador?
No, I haven't.
It's a beautiful country.
Is it?
Yes.
Are they woke down there?
They're very free.
Right.
They're doing amazing things.
So communism and socialism is the shit. Like,
yeah, yes, it is a good idea.
it's a good idea. Okay,
need
so
it.
talk to me about Venezuela.
Well, if it wasn't for the United States interference, that country would be thriving.
Oh, okay. I see. So that's how that works. Right.
Well, that is the truth.
Uh-huh.
That is the truth. Google it.
Google it. Yeah, Google that, because they've proven to be so trustworthy, with their
Google is very forthcoming with all their information. They don't pick and choose like certain news outlets like Fox News. I don't recommend it.
I don't watch Fox News.
Good. You shouldn't. Nobody should.
I don't watch Fox News. In fact, I don't watch any mainstream news whatsoever.
Well, then you're not going to know the truth.
No, I get the truth. I get it in different ways, but I don't believe the propaganda machine and what they're putting out there.
Well, that's because you refuse to change, sir.
And why do I have to change?
Because it's not right to be the way you are.
So I have to change to be like you.
It would be helpful.
It would be helpful.
It would be helpful to
What's it going to help?
everybody.
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 I don't know, people, man. We got the Bikers Lifestyle Podcast is going out on a limb here by interviewing some fuck like Trent sitting here.
It's very woke of you to have me on. I thank you for the opportunity.
Well,
and the
yeah,
privilege to
I was
speak
going
my
to say,
truth.
I mean, I've been very cordial. I've only called you a fuck a couple of times, and I haven't been
that's very
overly
aggressive and assault. And I will be speaking to a social worker about it.
A social worker.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, give her my address. I assume it's
I don't
gonna
know.
be-
I don't know what the gender is of the social worker
Well, I can't. And
until
I can't,
until she or he or they identify themselves as such.
Wow, this is a brave new world we're talking about here.
And then that's why I'm here to educate and help.
Educate and help.
We want all the motorcycle enthusiasts out there to join our cause.
Well, I think it's a bunch of fucking bullshit. That's what I think.
It's unfortunate you think that way, but you're entitled to your truth.
Well, I mean,
I suppose
it's a generational thing, I mean, I get around on two wheels. I've got a car, but the old lady has it. She's in Florida, so I own, two motorcycles, and that's my way of getting around.
What is an old lady? What is this old
That
lady?
would be my wife.
You still use those terms?
Well, it's a common euphemism.
Does she allow you to use those terms?
Actually, she doesn't like me to call her old lady, but
That's so very disrespectful to your partner.
my partner now. No, she's my wife.
Okay.
She's my old lady.
That's very patriarchy of you.
Oh, she would be cheering me on right
Very
now. I tell
toxic
you.
masculinity.
No.
It
She's
sounds like she's been brainwashed by the patriarchy.
huh.
Yeah.
Well, she'd be really surprised to hear that.
Well, sometimes people get surprised before they get awakened.
She's a pretty solid old lady because she understands that the motorcycle club world especially is very male oriented. And, that's why only males will join a 3-piece patch club.
Well, we have a hotline for people who are in an abusive relationship like
Well, you
this.
better call that motherfucker on me. I'll
Yes.
tell you that much.
It's 1-800-WOKE. 1-800-WOKE. We have a website.
Okay, so
Google it.
I can't express more how diametrically opposed both our cultures are.
Well, unfortunately, you're going to have to change if you want to continue to.
I have to change.
Yes.
Isn't this a free country?
No,
when
you're
did
not free to be aggressive, sir.
When did it stop being free?
Well, it's a free country, yes, but you're not free to be aggressive and to oppress people.
Oppress people.
Yes, with your language and your hate speech
Or
and your
wearing my leather animals.
wearing your death. That is death, sir.
Death.
That is death. You're literally parading around in death.
I smoke cigars. Can I smoke cigars too? It's natural leaf tobacco.
That is a well, is it organic?
Well, sure.
Is it gluten free?
I don't know.
Then you can smoke cigars.
So gluten-free, huh?
Or organic.
Or organic.
No chemicals. No GMOs.
All right, so if I'm not
No
supposed to eat any
antibiotics.
meat, where do I get my protein from?
Plants.
Plants.
Soy is a fantastic place to get protein.
Now, aren't plants living beings?
Yes, but they're okay with it.
You're sure? You've talked to a plant?
I was on a DMT.
I kind of feel like I'm talking to a plant right now.
I was on a DMT. That was hurtful. That was hurtful.
Well, call it a spade, brother.
That was racist.
That was racist?
Spade is a racist term.
No, it's a term for a freaking card. You're looking at a deck of cards, you know?
Mm-hmm.
You got 4 suits.
Know your history. Believe in the science.
Believe in the science.
I'm getting so flustered. But I was on a DMT retreat.
Uh-huh.
And I spoke to the plants while I was down there.
Uh-huh.
And the plants have said that they are willing to sacrifice their lives so we can better the planet. And I accepted their sacrifice.
So we're supposed to follow the science then, right?
Yes.
All right. Well, about 40 years ago, science took some house plants and they hooked them up to EKG machines. And they did little things like go at them with scissors or threaten them with words or say they were going to put a hypodermic needle, or they would go up to the plant and say that they loved it, caressed it. They would show it love. They would show it hate. And the plant reacted in kind to whatever the, as you call it, aggression or lack of, or the love that was shown to it.
Yes.
So it was love. It was a nice, cool EKG. But when the person was coming out with a hypodermic needle or any of that, like the plant was going crazy on the EKG. So
Yes.
plants are alive. They have feelings, even though they told you different. But they do have feelings.
They told me that they accepted their fate.
And we're not.
I don't understand what. I don't believe you're paying attention or listening, sir. This is a one-sided conversation, I feel.
I kind of feel it's a one-sided conversation.
I am here to bring you along the journey, and you're rejecting me.
I'll tell you what, I got off on that stop a long time ago, and I ain't get back on that bus. I'll tell you that much. Ain't gonna happen.
I wouldn't get on a bus unless it was an electric bus.
Quit feeding me straight lines there, Trent. Come on now, man. Really? Oh, that's your boy's big phrase. Come on now. Come on, man.
I wish people would stop.
Most popular president ever, right?
The most popular president ever elected, yes.
All right.
That is a fact.
Arizona, they had a 95-mile train of people, like a parade of people for Trump when he came into the Phoenix area. Joe Biden, I watched rallies and he had like 30 people there. How do you explain that?
Racism and the fact that people who supported Joe Biden were safe and responsible and didn't want to be out in public spreading COVID-19.
So we have to be safe.
Yes.
And so CNN, the government, and Joe Biden are going to save us.
Yes, they are right now. They are right now. Look at the news right now.
But not me, because I don't think like that. But they're not saving me.
Well, they want to save you, but you have to come over to that side.
I have to come over to that side.
You have to come over to the side.
I am never going to breach that gap and go over to that side.
That's sad.
No, it's sad for you, not for me.
Mm-hmm.
No, not
We're
at
winning,
all.
sir.
No, I don't know about that.
The patriarchy's going down.
I don't know about that. I don't think so.
Hillary 2028.
Yeah, right.
She's another brave woman.
Oh, another brave woman.
Yes. She was robbed in 2016.
Yeah.
Robbed. The election was stolen by the Russians and Trump.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that.
That is a fact.
Let's talk about. Okay, so here's your fact. All right, 2016 comes around. Right, Trump wins. She loses, but everybody says she won. They say there's election fraud, and they wanted everybody to look into it.
Yes.
And that seemed to be a good thing at that point in time.
It was the only responsible thing to do at that time.
All right, so now it's reversed, and everybody's saying that Trump won and Biden lost, but Biden's the president, and the very people that were calling for election fraud and for there to be a recount now are wrong. But they were right in 2016, but they're wrong now.
You have it figured out. Thank you for coming over to our side. We accept you as who you are.
Fuck we do. Jesus. I tell you, man. I don't know if I can buy into this whole woke thing.
Well, you're going to have to. And I'm here to bring the bikers along with me.
Well,
have you ever considered a synthetic type of material other than cow leather, sir?
Like pleather? Like fake leather?
There's other synthetics.
Like naugahyde?
Yes, naugahyde would work.
How about denim?
Denim would be fantastic. We appreciate denim, but it has to be rustic.
Rustic denim.
Yes.
Huh. Okay.
Yes.
I don't know if I really get this whole woke culture thing.
Well, we're here to help.
Yeah, well, you ain't helping me. Ain't gonna work.
Not everybody can be saved.
Well, I'm almost 60. I'm kind of set in my ways. I ain't changing at this point in time.
I appreciate your truth.
I'm gonna. Well, you know what? I quit drinking alcohol. You know, that's my
That's
truth.
good. You shouldn't drink alcohol. It's
That's
bad
right.
for you.
That's right.
It's
Well,
poison.
you know,
It's literal poison.
You know, but I'm not going to stand in somebody else's way to drink it. Just like I'm not going to stand in the way of you having your opinion. See, I'm sitting here allowing you your opinion, but every time that I insert my opinion in there, you tell me how I'm wrong. Now, there's a big difference between
That's
the
because
two of
I'm
us
here to
there.
help you.
You're here to help.
I'm here to help you. I'm here to bring you along the journey. And if you don't want to come along the journey, then you will be canceled.
Cancel.
Cancel.
Okay. So does that mean like training FEMA camps for me? Is that what you're saying?
Well, I hope so.
Re-education?
Hopefully we get to that point, but until then you'll just be deplatformed.
Guillotines and stuff? You know,
No, those
thing?
are very aggressive.
The guillotines are, but from what I understand, they bought like 30,000 of them, having scattered throughout the U.S. in FEMA camps.
I've not heard of such things.
I haven't either,
believe
actually.
somebody will have to fact check it.
And one of my club brothers told me about that. I was just kind of gigging on that. He's the same one who told me that there's viral lizards are actually the ones who are running the government.
He sounds like he needs professional health care.
We've all been saying that for quite
Mental
some time.
health care. He
We've
sounds
been
like he
saying
needs
that.
mental health care.
Yeah, I think so too. But it sounds like I may need some mental health care as well.
Well, it's there for you if you want it.
I'm not going to.
Thanks to
accept it.
Obama and
Obama.
the National Health Care Act.
All right, so my opinion,
Yes.
in Obama's 8 years, he
Yes.
was the great divider in this country.
Wow.
He divided us.
Yes, he divided people. Yes, he put the right people together, and the wrong people, they went their own direction.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Who determines what's right and wrong?
the right people.
Who put them in charge?
They won.
They won.
They won.
Huh.
Yes. I'm sorry.
Doesn't
You
sound
have
like
to
you're
accept the
sorry.
truth. You have to accept the
I
truth.
ain't accepting shit.
I accept your truth.
Fuck is this shit you're drinking? Is there like some sort of a drug in here or something
No,
that's making you
it's
think
all
this way?
it's all natural.
Are you sure it's not nanobots or something in your head that are flicking the switch and playing around on the old?
No, it's 100% natural.
100% natural.
100% natural.
And there's probably chemicals in that shit.
There is no chemicals.
Huh.
There's no chemicals.
Well, beer is pretty natural, you know.
I don't drink beer.
You don't.
I don't drink gluten, sir. That is poison.
Okay, so if you do,
I have celiac disease.
oh well, that's a bummer. I'm sorry you have that.
I accept your apology.
Oh wow, well that's progress, folks, right there.
Yes, I'm all about being progressive.
And you know, the thing is bikers, we encounter this often in our society. There's
We're everywhere.
a growing culture that seems to be against everything that I stand for.
Have you ever been to California?
I have.
It's a fantastic place.
No, it's not. It's a shithole.
It is 100% the bastion of my religion, which is wokeness.
Boy, I'm speechless here. I don't know, man. I don't think we watch the same television.
I don't watch television, sir. I stream.
You stream.
I stream.
I see.
Yes.
Well, I have a digital antenna, so you know I just get the free stuff that's in the air.
Is that an internet provider?
No
Digital antenna? Is
Digital
that a new
antenna.
app? Do they have an app?
No, there's no app for it.
Can you get it on your iPod?
Well,
Or not,
no,
sorry,
we didn't have to because
iPod, what is this crazy?
years ago we had rabbit ears, you know, and your little brother would hold a piece of foil up and you'd have him stand over in the corner, and then you tune in on, you know, what are the 3 channels you were
It
listening
sounds like you
to,
were oppressing your little brother.
and it was free.
It sounds like it was free.
it was
I like
free.
free things. Yes,
It was free.
They should be free. Was
So
it paid
now-
for by the government?
Oh, well, I would imagine the FCC had something to do with it, but
Well,
no,
it sounds like a good
it's paid.
system.
It's actually paid for by the advertisers. So people that advertise want to
By
get
corporate America?
corporate America.
Oh, so you've been lied to this whole time.
Evidently, yeah.
You've been lied to.
I don't
this whole
consider
time,
it
sir.
to be a lie, though. I don't know. What are you doing down there? Oh, no. Hold
I
on.
have to adjust.
Okay. All right. I didn't want none of your fucking woke shit coming over on me.
You should be so lucky.
I should be so lucky. Well, Trent, I'd really love to see Dirty at this point in time. I
don't know who you're talking about.
You sure about that?
Yep.
Well, I don't know, man. I don't know, man. I can't buy into any of this shit that you're telling me.
Well, it's the way of the future.
I don't think so.
Yes.
In fact, I think if enough of us start saying no and speak our mind and continue going the way that we are with our freedom of speech and sticking by the Constitution and the Bill of Rights, that we can take back the free culture that the courtesy we've been provided by the Constitution for so many decades. And I'm going to continue to do that. I don't buy into it. I don't think there's an app for that either.
Well, we'll see. We will see.
We will, won't we?
We will see.
We will.
We will see.
Well, I think we're just going to agree to disagree, or can I not do that either?
You can do whatever you'd like, but you're going to be canceled for it.
But I can't speak what I want because that's too aggressive.
Yes.
And I
think we've made progress here.
I can't wear murder animals on me because that's bad.
No, it's death. It's literally death.
All right. What about eating steak and chicken?
Oh my God, that is savagery.
It's real bad. How about
savagery?
How about lamb? Is lamb okay?
No, that's God's creatures.
What about fish?
No, those are living creatures.
Well, so are plants.
But they're okay with it.
But they're okay with it. Well, I don't know about you.
That was very aggressive.
My glasses are coming off at this point in time.
Oh, very aggressive.
Very aggressive. Yeah.
I will be turning this video over to my social worker. You will be hearing from her.
Hello, social worker. How do you do? Yeah.
Canceled.
No, ain't gonna happen. Ain't gonna happen. And I think there's a whole world of bikers out there that pretty much think the same way that I do.
Yeah, maybe.
We'll
get to them.
Guys
sooner
that
or later.
They've fought and died for this country and our freedoms in the military. A lot of them.
The military is very aggressive, and it's a patriarchy, but it's changing. So.
Well, yeah, because we're letting fruits and nuts in there now.
Well, so they're eating organic. That's good. They should eat organic.
I doubt they're eating organic in the military.
Oh, I would imagine they are.
No, I
it's
doubt
healthier.
I doubt it at this point in time.
It's healthier.
All right, so let's talk about the insurgency that happened. The insurgency that happened on January 6th. So the guards let him in the door. They showed him around. The people stayed behind the stanchions. They walked out the back exit. They all took their pictures and everything. A few bad elements broke some windows. Nobody was hurt. Well, okay, that Ashley Babbitt, but we don't even know, who the killer was because they're not being prosecuted. There was a bunch of false flag shit that happened with some people that died supposedly under some nefarious circumstances that weren't related to the insurgency. But that was an insurgency, is what you're telling me.
That was probably one of the darkest days in the history of this country.
Okay, well,
no, sir, let me. Point of privilege. Point of privilege.
Motherfucker, okay.
It was the darkest day in this country's history when a group of racists, led by a racist president, stormed the Capitol to try to take down the system that is coming.
The speech that Trump gave was actually over after they had already breached the Capitol, and all those people from the speech.
He was inciting a riot. These horrible rioters, and it was disgusting.
Actually,
I literally vomited when I saw it.
No, actually, he went out and it was on national media, and urged everybody to go home and to be safe and not
that
to do
audio
that
was
very
added
thing.
after the fact.
I
believe
after the fact.
He said, "Go and fight like hell," and they did exactly what their leader told them to do.
All right,
and he should be in prison for the rest of his life.
Well, let me finish the rest of my thought. So a year before that, Antifa and Black Lives Matter were in Washington, D.C.
Heroes.
And they literally lit buildings on fire in Washington, D.C. But that wasn't an insurgency.
No, They were being heroes.
What about the
It was
fires?
protest. It was a peaceful protest.
Peaceful protest.
Mostly peaceful protest.
With burning buildings.
Yes.
Were the buildings okay with it? Like the plants are okay with being eaten?
It was a mostly peaceful protest.
Mostly peaceful protest. All right. So
Those were peaceful protests.
You lost me.
Those were Molotov cocktails of love.
No, they weren't.
They were love and acceptance
Love
Molotov cocktails.
and acceptance.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
That was all organic alcohol that was used in the Molotov cocktails.
I don't even want to talk about Racine, Wisconsin. Then we'll just leave that one alone.
You mean Kenosha? Where
Well,
that racist ran
it
around
started
and
in
shot
Racine
freedom
and
people?
then made its way into was Racine County, but yeah, Kenosha. Yeah,
You don't even know your facts, sir.
I do. As a
You don't know
matter
your
of fact.
facts. You are uninformed.
I don't
This
know
is your
about
problem.
that.
You're uninformed.
I'm uninformed.
You're uninformed.
All right. So what if it's the information that you're giving me is propaganda and wrong, but I'm
It's
uninformed?
not, but
It's not.
you're uninformed.
Well, how can
If
you
you were
prove?
informed, you would have known that.
How can you prove that what you're speaking is the truth?
It's on the internet.
It's on. So Facebook is factual. Then is that what you're telling me?
Well, it's
I-
getting better.
It's getting better.
It's getting better. I love their new policies.
Okay. So what about censorship now?
I believe in it.
You
We
believe-
need to get rid of all these racist people. We need
All
to get
right.
rid of them.
So if we're all thinking the same thing, and we've got a one-party system and not a two-party system, doesn't that kind of make us communist?
Hopefully,
No, actually, no. I think it'd be more fascist, wouldn't it?
no. We don't like fascists.
You sure?
Donald Trump was a fascist
How?
because he said fascist things. He was literally Hitler,
His mean tweets were like Hitler,
just like Hitler.
just
Carbon
like
copy of Hitler.
carbon copy.
If you yes,
So,
yes.
so
if you look up Hitler in a dictionary, it's a picture of Donald Trump.
So Trump oppressed millions upon millions of people, put them into concentration camps, and then gassed them and then incinerated them in crematoriums
In spirit, yes.
in spirit.
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to draw the correlation there. Okay. Well, I guess that goes along with the old adage: is you kill one person, you're a murderer, but you kill a million, you're a conqueror. Is that what you're trying to say?
That is one way to look at it, but I don't know if I accept it or not.
Oh.
I will tweet AOC and see what she has to say on the subject.
I don't even want to talk about that crazy bitch.
She is very brave.
No, she's not.
She was did you hear her heroic thing?
She's an uneducated bartender,
Oh my god. You are part of the patriarchy.
and damn proud of it. Damn proud of it.
I don't know if I can continue on with this conversation. I don't think we're getting anywhere.
I don't think we are either. As a matter of fact, I think what we should do is we should leave it to our listeners, our viewers from around the world, mind you, and have them fight Trent in the comments and let him know how much do you think he's fucking batshit crazy.
Well, I'll be down there.
You will.
I will.
Okay. All right. Well,
Me and the squad.
the squad. Okay.
Do you accept the Quran?
No,
Mm,
no, I don't.
Well, we'll see.
I don't accept the is it the Quran? Is that what it is?
Yes.
Is that the Islam thing there?
Yes, it's Islamic law.
Okay.
You'll get used to it.
I'm not going to get used to
You'll
it.
get used to
In
it.
fact, I think there's about well over 10 million bikers who probably think just like I do, and we're all part of the problem.
Yes.
We're all part of the problem.
Yes.
Well, I got to end this interview at this point in time, Trent, because I think you're batshit fucking crazy.
Well,
I think the platform that you're standing on, whatever it's fucking made of, what organic, fucking gluten-free, goddamn woke substance that you got going on with your fucking core bullshit, cleansing out whatever is demons are inside
this
of
bottle
you.
was made from 100% recycled plastic.
I am not. I'm not going to give you any more time on the Bikers Lifestyle Podcast.
I
I'm gonna.
appreciate the time.
No, you don't. No, you don't. You wanted to come on here with your own fucking agenda and tell me how wrong I am on my own show. I
I'm
can't.
here to help.
No,
I'm
you're not.
accepting you as
You're not.
who you
You're
are
not
to
fucking
change
helping
you.
shit.
I'm here to accept you
You're
and
not-
try to change you.
You're. As long as I change, you can accept me. Is what
Yes.
you're saying.
Yes,
Okay.
everybody is entitled to change.
Well, I tell you what, people. I'm going to end this right now, and I'm going to say the most dangerous part on your motorcycle is the nut that connects the seat to the handlebars. Fucking peace.
Hillary 2028.